The Olympic Games are meant to showcase the greatest athletes in the world, a celebration of endurance, discipline, and triumph. But in 1904, at the St. Louis Olympics, one event went so disastrously wrong that it has been called the worst marathon in history. From poisoned water to wild dogs and even a runner who took a car, this is the story of the most chaotic Olympic marathon ever run. The 1904 Olympics were held in St. Louis, Missouri, during the World's Fair, and they were anything but organized. The marathon, meant to be a test of endurance, was run in brutal 90 degrees Fahrenheit heat with barely any water available. Worse yet, race organizers decided to use the marathon to test human limits, deliberately restricting water to study the effects of dehydration. That's right, this race was basically a science experiment. Right from the start, things went wrong. The race began in blistering heat on dusty, unpaved roads. Within minutes, some runners collapsed from exhaustion. But the real madness was just beginning. One of the leading runners, Fred Laws, got cramps early in the race. So what did he do? He hopped into a car and drove for 11 miles before jumping out near the finish line and crossing in first place. Spectators cheered, until they found out what happened. Laws later claimed it was just a joke, but the Olympic Committee wasn't laughing. If you think that was bad, wait until you hear about Felix Carvajal, a Cuban mailman who had arrived at the race with no money and in full street clothes. After cutting his pants into shorts, he started strong but then stopped to chat with spectators and even ate rotten apples from an orchard, which gave him severe stomach cramps. Despite this, he still managed to finish fourth place, and then there was William Garcia, who nearly died when he inhaled dust from the road, coating his lungs and causing internal bleeding. He collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. Had he gone much further, he likely would have died on the course. Despite all the chaos, someone had to win. That man was Thomas Hicks, but not without controversy. Halfway through the race, he was so exhausted he could barely move. His trainers gave him a mixture of egg whites, brandy, and strychnine, a form of rat poison, to keep him going. Yes, you heard that right. He won the Olympic marathon while being slowly poisoned. By the time he reached the finish line, he had to be carried across by his trainers. In the end, only 14 out of 32 runners finished the race. The 1904 marathon was so disastrous that officials changed Olympic rules to prevent another debacle like it. Today, it remains a legendary example of how not to organize a sporting event. So what do you think? Was this the most chaotic Olympic event of all time? Let me know in the comments. And if you love crazy history stories, don't forget to like and subscribe for more unbelievable moments from the past.